Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles. Ito ang Luminous. Nako, ang topic natin ngayong araw na ito, may panibagong invitation galing sa Kongreso, ang Office of the Vice President. Ang hinihikayat dito or ang iniimbita na pumunta ay yung mga heads ng iba't ibang mga satellite offices ng OVP. At ang tanong this time ay, medyo ang kanilang pakay daw, ay thank you kay YRMS, ang pakay niya, ito yung mga one of the key issues to be addressed in the upcoming hearing is the utilization of your office's regular and confidential funds from 2022 to 2024, including unverified claims and strategic partnership agreements in the OVP socio-economic program concentrated in NCR, may parinig pa, to benefit around 2 million individuals in a span of 2.5 years, amounting to 4 billion pesos. So, yan. Sabi nila, with your participation in the operations of the OVP, thank you, Paul, your testimony is important. Next. Okay, kilatisin natin. Nakita natin yung, meron ba tayong kopya dito? Check lang natin kung may kopya tayo dito para nakikita ninyo. Unang-una pa lang, napansin namin, the date of the invitation is November 1, 2024. Hindi ba holiday yon? Ang tanong, talaga bang nagpadala sila ng November 1? Is this in their official capacity? Naka-OT yata ang Congress. Now, assuming na may good faith on their part, na nagtatrabaho sila kahit Nobyembre, ang tanong, bakit sila nagmamadali? What's the rush? Ang Quadcom, tumuloy-tuloy ang kanilang mga hearings all throughout their break. There was a break, may congressional recess, nag-recess ang legislature from September 27 and that's to last until November 4. Ibig sabihin, yung recess nila, including dito sa Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability, ay technically wala sila sa office. Okay, unless, ito na nga, it seems na they find it extremely pressing to conduct this investigation, to deliberate daw on the privileged speech of yung 379, yung recently pa rin lang, yun pa rin po yun. Hindi pa rin, thank you Jed Henry, hindi pa rin nila pinibitiwan yung issue ng budget ng OVP, pero instead of making it a budgetary issue, they're making it a spending issue or audit issues at dinidiscuss sa good governance. Umpisang-umpisa pa lang, kung maaalala ninyo, sabi ng Vice President, this committee says that they are inquiring into malfeasance, nonfeasance, and misfeasance, which are criminal cases under the revised penal code. Ibig sabihin, if you are conducting an investigation, you do not have a mandate over existing penal provisions. In other words, ito po ang pag-iimbestiga sa ganito, sa mga violations ng criminal laws natin, ay yung mga investigative agencies, the PNP, thank you Jute, the NBI, and so on, and other appropriate investigative agencies. Magandang umaga sa lahat ng mga bagong dating. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles. Ang topic natin for today ay yung invitation na in-issue ng Committee on Good Governance of the House of Representatives muli sa mga heads ng various satellite offices of the Office of the Vice President. Patungo pa rin sa kanilang continuing inquiry sa mga ginagastos ng OVP. Katakataka naman. Unang-una, maaari ko bang paalala, bago ang lahat, huwag pong kakalimutan like, share, follow, and subscribe. Paalala lang po natin sa ating magigiting na mga mambabatas na hindi po sila huwes at hindi po sila bahagi ng executive branch na nag-iimbestiga ng mga krimen. Hindi maliwanag para sa atin kung ano ang puntirya nito. Kung in aid of legislation, totoo, talaga, hindi pa nila sinasabi kung ano ang legislation na gusto nilang gawin. Ay mabuti sana kung meron silang gustong i-assign sa vice presidente in addition dun sa kanyang sole obligation or sole mandate na mag-take over in case the president becomes incompetent to continue to hold office. Sabi ni Ma'am Maria Luisa, kaya nga need natin maipanalo mga senador ng PDP at si Kong Marcoleta at Attorney Vic para maraming kakampi si VP Sara sa Senado. Talagang impeach ng mga demonyong congressman yan si VPSD. Thank you for that. Miss Flower Frenzy, thank you din very much para dun sa padala ninyo. Para dun sa mga nanonood sa atin sa TikTok, huwag pong kakalimutan ang ating subscription goals. Kapag may subscription, pag na-attain natin ang subscription goal natin, then we will get to answer yung kumbaga yung question, particularly a series of questions from the person who sends the last one. The last gift na ma-attain natin yung subscription goal. At saka yung pinakamaraming pinadala din. Thank you kay Sophie. Okay. In the meantime, pansinin din po natin yung ibang mga hardworking trolls natin dito. Halimbawa, sabi ni Arnel Punla, fake news pa more. Ano po ang fake news dyan? Unang-una, kauumpisa pa lang namin. Pangalawa, totoo naman, mayroong investigation ang Committee on Good Governance at totoo din na may pinadala silang invitation sa mga heads ng satellite offices of the Office of the Vice President. Thank you, Cheds. So pakisabi nga, Arnel Punla, kung ano dito ang fake news. Ngayon, kung dumating ka lang dito at maghahagis ka lang ng mga ganyang klaseng komento, huwag ka mag-alala, kikita ka today kasi pinansin ka namin. Okay. Of course, that's the last. Sabi ni Ma'am Malu, atat na daw si Tamba at si Quezon. To what end? Ang tanong, to what end? Diba, ano yung purpose nila? Thank you kay Cheds. Uli, hi, maraming salamat, Cheds. Sabi ni Jack Pilar, former President Rodrigo Duterte, whose trust rating was exceptionally high and unmatched by his predecessors and successor, thank you, Cheds and Maria Juana, should not be underestimated. In fact, the push to have him prosecuted by the International Criminal Court is unlikely to remove him from the political landscape easily. His popularity has already become part of the framework of Philippine history. Thank you, Cheds. Marking him as one of the most beloved presidents. Any attempt to, undermine his political career is likely to be futile. Basically, yes. Thank you, Jikoy. So, patuloy tayo. Ang tanong, unang-una, very hardworking at saka very much in a hurry. Ngayon, ang sinasabi nila, ang titignan naman daw nila ay partnerships. Partnerships. Ito, ang sabi nila ay yung including, yung hinihir nila is yung utilization of the OVP's regular and confidential funds from 2022 to 2024. Alam niyo kung ganong kalawak yun? Ibig sabihin, lahat ng ginastos ng OVP from 2022 to 2024, kasi it's both confidential and regular funds ang tinatanong nila, ang gusto nilang tignan. At ini-include nila dito yung so-called unverified claims. Hindi maliwanag dito sa invitation kung ano yung unverified claims na iyon. Sino ba ang hindi nag-verify o sino ang nagsabi o sinong nagbigay ng mga claims na yon? Hindi maliwanag dito sa invitation. In short, this is a fishing expedition. Pakalawak ng coverage, meron pa silang mga unverified claims tapos yung sinasabi nila dito natin titignan. Na strategic partnership agreements in the OVP in the OVP's socio-economic programs concentrated in the NCR to benefit around 2 million individuals in a span of 2.5 years, amounting to 4 billion. Naks. Yeah. Sino naman yung inaaway ninyo dito? Thank you kay Henry Monzones. Okay. Next, sabi ni Ross, kilusang pagbabago Metro Manila Caloocan Chapter Lead Organization. Nax. Thank you for being here. Okay, next. So, basically, the first part of the invitation says that they're going to ask questions on anything that the OVP spent public funds for. And the entire existence of the OVP means na may public funds. Ano yun? Rental ng opisina, mga sweldo nila, including the sweldo of the Vice President, yung paggamit ng kuryente, tubig, yung internet nila, ano pa ba? Yung paggamit ng equipment and pag-purchase ng equipment, lahat po yan ay may gastos. At ang sinasabi nila, the utilization of regular and confidential funds. Okay? So, ang weird, ibig sabihin, lahat ng ginastos. Pati kunwari, kung bumili siya ng lunch, may meeting, tapos nagpa-lunch siya, titignan din nila yan. Pwede nilang tignan yan. So, this is really weird. So, basically, again, what we're saying is this is a fishing expedition. Gusto nila, buksan ninyo, bulat-latin namin lahat ng mga ginastos ninyo at bubwisitin na namin kayo. We can have you come here and ask questions on anything that required a public fund or that required a public expenditure. Hi. Oh, I thought you're done? Okay. Yes. So, lahat ng mayroong government expenditure, which is basically anything, if you so much as breathe the air conditioning, gumamit ka ng public funds, di ba? So, ito, tama yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Beth. Talo pa nila ang COA because if you will notice, lalong-lalo na yung mga katanungan tungkol sa public sa confidential funds these are what we call audit issues. Thank you kay Maria Juana. What are audit issues? Sino ang nag-iimbestiga ng audit issues? Primarily, it is COA. Bakit? COA is the agency that is assigned to look into all government expenditures and to determine if they were spent in accordance with their intent. Okay? Yun ang tinitignan. Kung ano yung intention, nagastos ba nang naaayon dun sa public intent, dun sa intent na nakalagay usually either sa GAA or the intent of the fund. Thank you, Doom. So, bakit nila kinikilatis ang mga ito? Bakit kung nagkamali ka sa audit, let's say there were funds that were not clearly spent for the intent that it was allocated for, sinong magtatanong niyan? Certainly it is not Congress. Why? Congress does not make the audit rules. The audit rules are designated to the Commission on Audit. Hindi po Kongreso gumagawa niyan. Kung nag-iimbestiga sila at ang purpose ay gagawa sila ng batas, anong batas ang ginagawa nila para dun sa COA? No, Ronald, that's not what I said. Sabi niya kasi, why only confidential funds of OVP? You mean bakit si OVP lang ang tinatanong? Aba, ewan ko dito sa mga congressmen. Wala naman kasing nag-akusa sa kanila na objective sila pagdating sa mga ganitong klaseng inquiries. So, di ba, why even bother to ask that question? We know na pinag-iinitan nila ang VP. Di ba? That's not even a question anymore. It's very, very clear. Thank you, Justine. Thank you, Kaymin. Sabi ni Ma'am Malu, why not just exclusive since it's confidential funds? What do you mean exclusive? So, tapos ngayon, and we know that this is going to be the theme of the upcoming inquiry, assuming na matuloy, is yung socio-economic programs in the NCR because ang claim nila 2 million individuals lang daw ang nag-benefit from 4 billion pesos in the space of 2.5 years. By itself, it's not necessarily questionable, pero gusto nilang bulat-latin ito. Mukhang naghahanap sila ng kasalanan. They're looking for for something that the OVP may have done wrong. So again, this is a fishing expedition. Pag sinabi natin yung mga ganyan, yung terms na fishing expedition, ginagamit din po yan kasi sa sa court. And the court usually says, if you are conducting a fishing expedition, ibig sabihin, you have no objectivity and this is in aid of persecution. So, again, pang ilang beses na silang tinawag. So, kumbaga, why is this something that parang at some point, dapat tuldukan na nila ang investigations. Ang nangyayari dito is this is persecution through the conduct of investigation, of inquiries in aid of legislation. Kasi, binibisi lang nila yung mga tao. Why do they want to do this? Particularly, why do they want to look at socio-economic programs of the OVP? Ano ang problema with that? So, there too, na matagal na nilang sinasabi, bakit daw ginagawa ng OVP, trabaho naman daw ng DSWD. Siyempre, hindi naman sila nahirinan nun, samantalang sila din nagmimigay ng ayuda, pero trabaho naman po yun ng DSWD, which sometimes they claim is, ano ba yan? Ay, hindi, tumutulong lang kami sa DSWD kasi distrito namin yun. Ako, kilay ko, di ba? Paano kung sabihin ni VP Inday, ay, tumutulong din lang po kami dito sa DSWD kasi distrito namin ang buong Pilipinas. O, di ba, kayang-kaya nilang sabihin yan. But it is not clear what is the issue or what is the legislation they are attempting to create dito. Kumbaga, sundot lang sila ng sundot and binibisi nila para walang nagagawa ang Office of the Vice President. They will constantly be on alert. They're constantly going to Congress to answer questions and even worse, gusto nila matakot gumastos ang Vice President kasi every time na lang ay tatanungin sila sa Kongreso. Okay, para dun sa nagsasabing nagdodoble ang boses ko dito sa TikTok, I don't know what I can do about it po. So I don't know why nagdodoble po yon. So but what we can do is tigil muna namin yung TikTok tapos dito na lang po tayo sa kasi there's no issue dun sa sa YouTube at saka sa Facebook. Okay. Hi kay Erwin. Sabi ni, I don't have the name, wala bang petition to ask this congressman and Senate on how much tax money they have wasted on this so-called hearing? Actually, it should be inquiry. Na alam naman ng lahat for media exposure lang. Oh, it's not just for media exposure anymore. It's para maantala ang ginagawa ng Vice President. Okay, ano yun? 'Di ba, tumutulong sila, nagbibigay sila ng tulong na pagka may mga pumupunta sa kanila, maggutom, nagbibigay sila ng bigas. Kapag may disaster, tumutulong po sila, may mga disaster relief agencies. Pero how can they ignore pagka nanawagan na yung mga tao doon na wala pa hanggang ngayon na umaabot? Thank you kay Maria Juana. Alright, so hindi nyo ba napansin, halimbawa, nung bagyong Christine, ang unang lumabas ay yung mga tao ng OVP. Nag-uusap pa lang doon sa disaster relief, doon sa NDRRMC, nagbe-briefing pa ang ating Pangulo, lumalabas na po ang mga volunteers at saka mga kawani ng Office of the Vice President at nakatarget na ng certain areas para mamigay ng relief goods. Okay? So maaga naghanda ang OVP at unlike the main forces of the government agencies na na inatasan dito sa disaster rescue and relief na una nang lumabas ang mga kawani ng OVP. Okay, next. Sabi ni Liat, I don't understand why they don't let COA do their job. It's all politics. Precisely. It's not even, kumbaga, it's very easy to understand. They're not there to do their jobs. They're not there to actually create some kind of legislation. The inquiry is in aid of harassment. Bakit? Kapag ang masyadong efficient kasi ang OVP, ang dami kagad na tulungan. 'Di ba? Maaga silang lumabas lalo na sa rescue and relief. Hindi lang 'yon, tuloy-tuloy ang tulong na inaabot nila. Sino ba ang nagbibigay pa rin ng tulong? Ang Kongreso. Pero sila, very controversial yung pagbibigay tulong nila dahil ginagamit nila ayuda na ilang bilyon na nanggaling sa taxpayers' money at lumiit ang budget for each agency dahil kinukuha ng Kongreso either for pork barrel or for their so-called ayuda ang public funds. So, nagko-contract, lumiliit yung available na serbisyo na binibigay ng gobyerno for ordinary citizens in the ordinary day-to-day functions of these agencies. Okay? So, bibisihin nila ang OVP para wala silang masyadong magagawang trabaho, hindi sila magiging efficient or so they think. Okay? Pangalawa, kasi competition ang OVP, competition at masyadong magaling at masyadong efficient ang Office of the Vice President sa pamimigay ng kanilang tulong. Namimigay din ng Kongreso pero sila hindi efficient kasi nagkakaravan sila na parang sirko-sirkuhan, 'di ba? Meron silang parang may jugglers, may mga ringmaster, may mga kung anik-anik, 'di ba? Parang vaudeville, may kumakanta, may sasayaw, may sumisigaw na 5,000 pesos in cash with an H or several H's, 'di ba?